And like John Ramirez just casually being like, yeah, and I saw a reptilian and I punched him. I just punched the reptilian. And it was really annoying how he woke me up that night. It's like, bro, you don't talk about that stuff like that. So you guys know the Age of Disclosure, that documentary? This is obviously like the weirdest thing in ufology. This documentary that apparently has the entire collection of all the people who come from all of the sus places in UFO world, whether it's like the government or the military or like these weird like fringe scientists part of the Invisible College, right? They all got together to do a documentary with Dan Farrar, who is already like a producer in his own right. I think he did Ready Player One and some other things. And he basically rounded them up, from what I understand, under the pretense of like, okay, you guys all want to say some shit, but you're all too scared to kind of come out and say it by yourself. How about I'll get all of you together, and that way, like, you know, when you say something, you've got your little spooky friends here to back it up. Like, that's the premise of the show, right? This movie was filmed a long time ago, and it premiered, meaning like, you know, it had been finished editing and the music and everything, all the pieces have been in place for this movie for probably almost a year now. And it premiered at South by Southwest this year, which I think was in like March, maybe even February. And it's August and nobody knows when it's coming out yet. Now, apparently we've been told that they're just trying to find a distributor. You know, when they say that, it kind of sounds like nobody wants to show our UFO movie. We just can't find a distributor. When like, that's just so not true. That is just so not true. People want to see this documentary. I mean, look, there's plenty of alien documentaries on Netflix and on Stan and all these distributors, right? There's definitely not, it's not like no one wants to show it. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if they're trying to find the highest bidder. It's a little bit negative to assume that. It could be, though. It definitely could be. Or there's something weird going on behind the scenes. So this is from someone called Michael A. Temporal. I don't know who this person is, but they're saying Lou Elizondo, represented by his lawyer, Ivan Hanel, has filed a lawsuit in California against Dan Farrar, alleging that Dan Farrar operated as an unregistered talent agent in violation of the California Talent Agencies Act. This is already very strange because do you guys remember earlier in the year, Ross Coulthart said this? This wasn't really like public knowledge before Ross said it, I don't believe. But Lou Elizondo, yo, if you're enjoying this clip, make sure you subscribe below and head on over to the main channel if you want to watch the full replay of this video. You might even be able to catch one of the streams live one time and get involved in the chat as well. All the links you need will be down below. Is the executive producer. Lou Elizondo is in the credits as the executive producer of this documentary, which is like a whole other like level of conspiracy in its own right. But what we're seeing here is Lou Elizondo, the executive producer, has filed a lawsuit against the producer, alleging that he has operated as an unregistered talent agent. Like, what is that about, bro? These guys just can't do anything. You can't get him into a skiff. They can't tell you in a public setting. They make a documentary, but they can't release it because they end up suing each other. These guys suck ass. You cannot be an ex or former CIA. Once in the agency, you're always an asset. Monkey sausage. I think that's a great point. I think that's just a great rule of thumb. Because it's like, once you're CIA, I can't trust you, bro. Can't trust you. Doesn't mean you are negative or doing anything bad, but it's like, I owe it to myself to not trust you. Like, I'm insulting my own intelligence by just believing what you say without trying to think about it for myself first. So therefore, the safest thing to do is to just not believe you. You know, and like John Ramirez just casually being like, yeah, and I saw a reptilian and I punched him. I just punched the reptilian. And it was really annoying how he woke me up that night. It's like, bro, you don't talk about that stuff like that. You are so nonchalant. It just gives liar vibes. Like, and I don't like saying that because I've always liked watching and listening to John Ramirez, and I do think he comes out with some interesting things. But when you just sit there and go, yeah, saw a reptilian, gave him a left right hook to little hook to the chin, bastard woke me up. Anyway, yeah, punched him and went back to bed. It's like, did you though? Did you really, bro? Because if that happened to me, I wouldn't be saying it like that at all. And obviously we're all different, of course. But there are things that like just don't really jive. You know what I'm saying? D with a tenor. Thank you, my man. He says, me has consulted Detroit Council via telepathy. Verdict, I can has more. Where is compliance? Well, you can't argue with that. Suki, this one is from D. Here you are. Good girl. I don't want to be like I'm sitting here calling John Ramirez a liar because I don't know. But I think we are well within our right to say, hey, the way that you just nonchalantly talk about punching a reptilian in the head is kind of strange, dude. We're well within our rights to say that. But again, you know, this is the whole thing. It's like we also can't talk in absolutes because we don't know. We don't know. This could be something happening in like a different, like astral dimension. We really don't know, but we are well within our right to say something feels off here. Because we're literally talking about reptilians. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying that. You remember Danny Jones saying that Chris Bledsoe told him off air that the CIA literally have and use neuralizers. I don't know if he said neuralizer, but he said, I'm pretty sure the way Chris explained it to Danny was like one of those Men in Black things that like flash you and you lose your memory, which is a neuralizer. Bro, Men in Black's a documentary, I'm telling you. When is Suki getting her own channel? Look, I can leave if you guys want. Do you want me to leave? Would everyone just be happy if this is just the stream for the next 2 hours? Because we can do that. We can do that. Three Eye Atlas is not aliens. Oh, brother. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I was at the gym this morning, literally just like between sets, opened up my phone. The first thing I saw was from Red Panda saying, he wasn't saying anything. He was just posting the Three Eye Atlas story. And I just reposted it and I said, this is literally like the gayest psyop of all time. Like, it's so, like, what even is this? And then I finished up at the gym and that tweet, like, low-key sort of blew up. So that resonated with a lot of people, apparently, that is a gay psyop. Because it is. Because it's like, I mean, I'm not saying the big space rock is a psyop. There probably is something strange, like a Oumuamua, probably. But like, whoa. How did we jump to... Hey, there's an enormous rock literally millions and millions and millions and millions of miles away. How do we get from that to hostile aliens? We're actually going to be looking at a clip from Avi Loeb today. No, he's not asking for money. He's not asking for money. Relax. I mean, he might be. He might be. I haven't watched the whole clip. He wasn't at the start. There are some interesting things, the way this thing has entered our solar system. You know, there are some interesting things about it for sure. And that's cool. But hostile alien mothership heading to Earth. Let's just chill out, I think, guys. Let's just relax. It's very likely going to be okay. We've existed here for a long time. And as far as we know, a giant alien mothership has never came to Earth with hostile aliens. And if there is, John Ramirez will get out and punch them in the face because that's what he casually does. So I'm not worried. I could be wrong. You know, I'm always open to being wrong too. In fact, I'm not going to say I encourage myself to be wrong because that would be stupid. I don't say things to be wrong on purpose. But when I welcome it because that's how we learn. Do you know there's still people out there getting COVID boosters? For real. There's people out there on like their 10th, 11th jab. It's crazy. And like those people usually like still get COVID. It's like, bro, why are you doing that? Why do you keep injecting yourself with COVID and then you keep getting COVID? Anyway, the sheep be sheeping. That is for sure. Josh, what if it is a spaceship? I mean, there's talk of 2027 and also 2026, like Chris Bledsoe said, for instance. Brandon, yeah, it's an interesting point. And again, I'm open to it. It could be. Like, that's the thing. I am open to it being that. But it's like we are so far away from like even knowing that. We haven't sent a probe out. It's been suggested, but we have no idea. We're literally just being hysteric apes. This is when it's like, oh no, there might be a pandemic. Woolworths runs out of toilet paper. Coles runs out of toilet paper. People are selling toilet paper $10 a roll on Facebook Marketplace. Like, this is the same hysteria. Oh, look, there's a giant rock in space 50,000 million hundred light years away. Get the toilet paper. Like, it's the same shit. People are just freaking out. As promised, the yellow super chats get a Suki treat, and it's like, look at her, look at this. Look at she heard the rapper and she's like, wait a second, what do we got here? We got a little something coming. We got a little something. Come on. Good girl. Hey Josh, did you adjust your Aquino brow? No, dude, I'm still growing a devil horn. It's fucking crazy. It's actually wild, man. Never go full Aquino. Between trying to solve the mysteries of the universe and getting my eyebrows fixed, I'm a busy man. Priorities. The horn may grow a little bit bigger soon, but it will get fixed, I promise you. I can't say this without laughing, and I've already laughed, so it doesn't matter, but it's like Cumber Burgers. It's... Holy shit, Paris. That is... What? Dude, are you serious? Did you put an extra zero on that by accident? That's crazy, Paris. Thank you. I hope you didn't put an extra zero on that by accident. Okay, Paris Diamonds has just gifted 50 memberships to you guys in the chat. And guys, if you don't already know, you can't even receive a gifted membership unless you have it turned on. So make sure you click the 3 little dots so you can receive memberships. But Paris, you are an absolute legend. Like, the generosity from you and this community is like literally unmatched. Is it just me? And it might be. It literally might be. But is it just me? But as it becomes very apparent that like kind of seems like the world is a little hijacked by some sort of non-human / interdimensional intelligence that's just potentially been fucking with us for a long time. As people are starting to like clue onto that, is it just me, or is everyone like low key right now a bit like, fuck, I better read that Bible, dude? I mean, I was speed running the Old Testament with Grok. I'm the inverted Diana Pasulka, okay? Started believing in God because I researched UFOs. I want to be clear, I'm not a religion. Well, yeah, no shit, I'm not a religion. I mean, some of you might say Polarity is a religion, and I'm okay with that because it would be a good one. But no, I'm not a religion. I don't align myself with a religion, and I don't think I ever will. But it has definitely like led me to the understanding that there is absolutely another dimension, and whatever that means. Okay, I'm not trying to talk about dimensions here like I fully know what I'm talking about, like any of us do. We're trying to, we're referring to shit we don't quite understand, so let's be clear about that. But I think it's becoming like pretty clear that there is something kind of like beyond, outside of our perception that is definitely interacting with us. Probably for good and for bad, I think. I hope. Well, it has to be, right? Because that's polarity. If there's good, there is bad. There cannot be bad without good. Otherwise, it would just be bad. And that would be normal. But it isn't. It's not normal at all. Being a vampire and families that abuse their children is absolutely not normal, which means there is good. I don't know how I started talking about this, but we're at church, Polarity, and I'm preaching, baby. Heidi says it's Sunday too. Yo, this is it. We're at church, baby. We are at church talking about how aliens have been manipulating humans for a long time. I really do think non-human intelligence is a way better word for it. Because alien, when I say the word alien, my immediate mental image is a gray. That's like my immediate mental image. And that's not what I really want people to think of when I say an alien, like it seems like aliens are fucking with humanity. I actually do think that this is actually more of like a non-physical spiritual thing. But again, this is totally just my own interpretation. I'm not trying to tell you that. This is just my, and I'll say it's my current conclusion, because like I said, I'm digging into this in real time with you guys, and just, you know, if you went back to like my earliest videos, there's no way I was talking like this. In my earliest videos, I was probably way more pro-alien. And I remember there was a specific video that I did, and I'm pretty sure it was the video viewers will remember for Christmas. I wore the ugly Christmas sweater, and we put up the Christmas lights for the Christmas episode of Weird Week. And it was in that episode, I'm pretty sure, where we looked at all of the like experimental and like weird things that have come out of the Skunk Works. And I remember in that episode, I said something like, yo, UFOs are fucking Lockheed Martin. All of them. No, I said like 90%. How many things need to be in our face until normies, I should say. I know all you weirdos get it. I'm just preaching here. I'm preaching. We're at church. I'm preaching to the choir. I know. I'll give you my interpretation of that. This probably won't align with like a lot of people who have like a Christian outlook or a, I don't know, pretty much any outlook that isn't mine, probably, because this is just my own theory. But I think the return of Christ, in my limited speed running of the Bibles with AI and just my own little downloads and theories, is that the return of Christ is actually what people call Christ consciousness. Yes, James Eglinton, thank you, took the words out of my mouth. And what Christ consciousness is going to be essentially people snapping out of the matrix and literally waking up. Like the return of people coming to their senses. I think that's what the return of Christ is. I don't think some long-haired, majestic man is going to descend on his Nimbus 2000 down from the clouds and go, "It is I. You have been awaiting me. Sorry I'm late. You, Baal worshippers, be gone." I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think it's going to be a flipping in our consciousness where people go, okay, something's fucked. Time to change. That's just my own theory. I'm not saying it's true. This is just Josh's. We're at Church Polarity. Okay, this is where I get to say my theories, and you can disagree with me because that's how it rolls at Polarity. We can all have our own opinions. Let's focus a little bit more on 3i Atlas now. It's in October, isn't it? It's in October that we're all going to die from this 3i Atlas. I'm pretty sure October 29th, I believe, is D-Day. System of Change says I'm baked. I respect that, brother. Welcome. I hope you're hanging in there. Keep those eyes open. I got you. Get a glass of water. Get comfy. Get a little comfort blanket or something. I get it.
All indications, like all of them, is that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
Why does he have to be so dramatic? I know. He does love turning it on for the camera, our mate Jeremy. He does. Someone said a while ago that, like, I think it was in the Matthew Brown interview, said like Solemn Corbel is hilarious or something like that. And it just made me laugh so much because like Solemn Corbel is hilarious. I don't know why, but it is. The biggest mystery of all, who the flip do we believe these days? You know what? You know what I think the answer to that is? You don't have to believe anybody. And I think that is probably the best answer. To not, like, don't go all in on anyone. Stay on the fence and observe. Observe all. And just take in the data. And like, I find by doing that, if you just collect the data, you guys know me, mildly autistic, love to collect things, collect all the data, collect all the clips. And then over time, you start to get pattern recognition if you're also mildly autistic like me and be like, oh, that clip that he said matches with that clip that he said 10 years ago. And this clip that he just said matches with that clip she said 5 years ago. And by doing that, you start to piece together a puzzle. You start to get a bit of an idea of like, who's maybe kind of like aligning with the same people and maybe who's kind of bullshitting or who's changing their stories. I think that is the best way. Just stay a step back, keep 1 foot out of everyone and just observe and absorb data. And You don't have to commit to anything. There's no pressure to commit to anyone.
I sent you 2 texts today with a year. Not from me.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's the 2027 part.
Nope. I'm not going to propagate that lie. Not going to be part of it. Not going to say it to the camera.
What are you doing, though? Just said you weren't going to say it to the camera. But you are?
Everybody knows. Just start paying attention. And they'll change the date, especially if they see this. Things will change. Because maybe I'm trustworthy. Maybe I'm worthy of your trust. Maybe I've told you the truth the whole way through it. Now you can verify it. If that's the case, then I'm fucking dangerous.
Come on, bro. Don't say that.
You've been told the truth about UFOs for a long time now. It's been pretty orchestrated. It's been pretty clear. And it's using people that are telling the truth and want to tell the truth. Ultimately, they want you to know something. They want you to know UFOs are real. Thank God we're finally there. We're all there now. They want you to know the truth. But why they want you to know that truth now?
Bro is the hero and the villain all at once. He really is. He's a one-man band, Mr. Corbel. Yep.
Maybe it's good to get ahead of it. Call it out now before they do it. I'll be called crazy. That's okay.
Oh, dude, that ending shot is crazy. The build up of tension and volume and the slow zoom in with the solemn eyes down. That's crazy.